Welcome to Superpower Reviews. My name is Liam Smith. Today we're going to be reviewing the Diamond Select Toys Justice League Flash statue. Coming right up. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the box. We've got the Justice League Gallery Collection from Diamond Select Toys. The Flash is what we're looking at today. You can see on the front they do have a collection of all the other Justice League characters as well. We'll go over that later on in the video. Around the side is pretty much the same thing that you see on the front. Same on both sides. And flipping around to the back side of the box, we have an image of the statue. Information about the statue, which as always you can pause and read that if you'd like to. And it does show the other statues in the Justice League collection, which I will be going over later on in the video. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this statue out of the box. Okay, so now we have the statue out of the box. See, it's in the standard clamshell packaging. Keeps it very well protected. There's a lot of intricate details in here, a lot of fragile pieces like his lightning bolts. Everything is molded around them with hard shell plastic. Keeps it very well protected. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at some of the details on the statue. Now with Diamond Select Toys, they never disappoint with how much fine detail they put into their statues. Let's start off talking about the base. Now this is a PVC statue, but even though that's the case, it does have some weight to it with the base on it. Now if you're familiar with the Justice League, you will know what this is on the base. This is a defeated parademon that he's standing on top of inside of this broken rock debris here. Now they did do a great job on the paintwork on this. If you look closely at the Parademon's weapon, a lot of detail in there. Fine little ribbing in the metal pieces. Again, the dry brushing, the distressing, all done really well. Now if we take a look at his suit, it is very film accurate. They have all the lines as far as the texturing on the undersuit, the armor outer suit that has the glossy red, all the wiring that goes throughout the suit, just like it does in the movie. And taking a look at the face sculpt, they really did get Ezra Miller's likeness perfectly in here. I think it turned out really well. Looks just like him, and for such a small statue, this is a 1/10 scale statue. Fine details such as the eyes, the sculpting around the mouth, the nose, everything on the face, very accurate and very detailed. Now another cool feature here is this lightning effect that they added here, and it does look very fragile. It is if you're not careful, but one thing they did to remedy this slightly was make it a softer plastic that is a little bit flexible. You can see how it has some movement to it. So if it is bumped into, it's not just going to snap off. You still want to be careful with it though, because it is kind of fragile. But the way it looks is really cool. It gives it a very three-dimensional look to it, like a lot of depth to the base. It's a very cool feature. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the paint on this overall. Now I mentioned earlier about the suit. The fine texturing they did on the suit was also painted just like in the movie. It has the glossier paint on the outer armor, and the texture is more of a matte red paint. But it's not just the red. They could have gone with a solid red on all of this. But what they did was they put the extra attention to detail in there. If you look at areas like the legs, around the textured areas on the arms, they did put the black dry brushing and distressing on there to give it more of a realistic look. They added the battle damage into the sculpt. Lots of detail for such a small statue. And going around to the back of the statue, even though it is the back, they still paid a lot of attention to detail. Once again, very film accurate. You look at the back of his helmet, the exact same multi-tiered texture on the back, all the way down the back of his suit, following the same theme with the wiring, the texturing in the red. Everything is absolutely film accurate. Now I mentioned before about how great the paintwork is on this, and that is true throughout the suit, the base, and everywhere else. The only complaint that I have is the face sculpt. It is fairly common with the Diamond Select statues, unfortunately. Sometimes the skin tones are not very accurate, and they get a little bit of a shine to them and a little bit of one tone on the skin. They don't have much shading, if any at all. One thing I really love here is the dynamic pose that they put him in here. Right in the middle of a battle, his electricity coming off of him, taking down the Parademon. Everything about it is just very active, dynamic, and it flows really well. Another thing that's great about the way they made this dynamic pose is it gives you different opportunities to pose it in different positions as well. Whether you have him straight on, from the side, focusing on the Parademon and his weapon, or from the opposite side, if you want to see more of the electricity and his movement. Okay, and as I mentioned earlier, the entire Justice League is represented in this line of statues. They also have Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Aquaman, and Cyborg. And the great thing about all of these is they're an excellent value at just $45 a piece. Okay, so let's go ahead and scan around and take a closer look at the Diamond Select Flash statue. Okay, and that's going to wrap it up for this review of the Diamond Select Toys Justice League Flash statue. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about the statue. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That way you won't miss any upcoming reviews. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.